And this is a review of the KFC Night Stalker cassette tape Cst-02Ns. It's based off the Eagle tape of Steeljaw, in which it's just black and it's the character of Night Stalker. Anyway, this is the packaging. It's a matte finish. The letters are not raised like Bird Bomber and B-Box cases were. It doesn't have the gloss finish, but it's really nice artwork. Anyway, there's a little write-up, and KFC started doing their printed, sealing it with tape, and it's printed with their name on the tape. Is very cool. So you know if you're getting one that's been opened or not, if you're buying it new from someone else. Very nice artwork. You can see the cassette in the background there. There we go. And he comes with a tech card with the same artwork. It's really dark, which is supposed to be, it's black, but it just doesn't show it real well on the camera. You can see it right there. And there's the back. Very nice. And it comes with the instructions. Very nicely laid out. Goes into great detail, you know, how to transform them, and I think it's good for people to look at this because you probably could break him, even though he's really well made. I think a great plastic and everything, but he's kind of tricky, and I'll show you what I mean by that. As you can see, it's got some gunmetal color paint. There's no metal on this cassette, but it's like that charcoal metal look. And it has the cassette, design in both sides of it. You can actually see like the tape reels there. Very nice. There's no painting as far as paint details or stickers or anything, so just kind of it's fine by me. I don't really care about that as long as it kind of somewhat looks like a tape. And we do get that with the holes and like the tape there. And as you can see, it's pretty thick. There you go. So he's definitely 1.5 thicker. You see it right there. But I mean, I guess you just can't go too flat with this way it's designed. It would get too fragile and would break. Anyway, on transformation, you have this corner piece up here, and that's the two gun pieces that go on the side of Night Stalker. And you just want to pull those right off. And these some little pegs that pop in this little these little grooves here. It's easy, just snaps right back in. Holds in well. So you want to pull those off. We'll put those aside for right now. And as far as transform them, you can take the legs and pull these out. And then you want to go in here and you want to get your nail in here and you want to separate these legs, and it's really tight when they're new like this, and that's what you want to be careful with. You don't want to take the leg and pull on it because you can break these little pieces in here, pins, whatever you want to call them, but they're not that thick. So you want to take your nail and kind of ride it down the center, and that allows them to pop apart. And then there's a peg right here that they go back together with, so you don't want to break that peg off either, so be careful how you open it. And then when you open it, there's a piece right here to where the joints connected. You want to be careful because there's little pins in here, and that's what's really fragile about this. So you want to go slow with it. Just when you pull them apart, kind of help it. If it's really hard opening, just kind of lift up on it and fold it down, because these pins will move up and down, as you can see. See how it moves right there? You don't want those to break, and my Eagle one did break. So those are very fragile. So you want to get those folded down both sides. Then you take the legs and just pull the legs down and fix the feet out, front and back. Pull this leg down. And then what's different about this, I don't believe the Eagle one, the wings did not move like this. So that was a nice touch. You can move those any way you want to, both sides, so you can pull them up higher or lower, whatever. And then right here in the center, the tail is down in there, so you might have to get your nail in if you can and pull that back, and there's his tail. So we'll fix his feet again and pull his wings back up. And then you got the neck here. There's a joint here in the neck. You got to be very careful. It's kind of a thin piece, but like I say, the plastic's very good. I don't think you're going to break it, but grab the body of the transformer here and the head, top of the head, and just pull it. He is snug. There it goes. It almost scares you to pull it out that hard, but you got to pull it a little bit with some force, maybe for the first few times until it starts to get worn to where it'll be a little looser and it'll pop out better. But as you can see, there's two little bars back down there. That's a connected piece, one solid piece, but it loops around, and if that breaks, your head's going to fall off. So that allows it to take its head and bend it down like this. Sorry, the light's not showing too well, but anyway, you can bend the head down like that. He can go up and down with his head. Then the head pops out, which is kind of tricky too. You kind of need to get a knife or something and grab his nose and pull that out. And there's his head. I don't know how good he's showing up on camera because it's a dark figure and it just doesn't show good. Anyway, but his head will move up and down right here. Jaw opens. I did not know that. Now that is cool. So then you got his weapons, his little weapons that pop on each side, and if you look here, there's a little pin sticking out, and on this side there's a hole right there. And you take these, and these are terrible to pull apart the first few times. I've done it twice, and it's been pretty tight. You know, get your nail and kind of ride that groove in there and separate it slowly. But it's popped apart on mine. But you see, there's two pins and there's two holes, and you don't want to break those pins off. And then the problem is you got to get these little guns out, and you got to take a knife or something and pull on it and stick it in there and pry it open, which is really tough. And you're going to mar it up a little bit, but you can't really get past that unless you use maybe a little screwdriver. Maybe won't do as bad. And you got to do the other side. I almost hate to do that, but it's so tight. Anyway, you get those both open, and you take the part that's open here on top, and you see you got holes on this one, so this goes on that peg, which goes on the front hole like that. And then the other side you have the peg and hole on top, and you stick that in that hole that's on the side of his leg here. Put it right there. And that's exactly how the Eagle tape did. So that's cool. And they're a little tighter though. That was a problem with the first version. They were very loose and they would just kind of dangle downwards. But this guy's pretty tight, and it looks badass. And I do suggest these if you're in the G1 or cassette tapes. Man, you gotta get these guys. As you can see, he's very three-dimensional. He stands up great. You can pose him, to a point here. His back legs doesn't move outward any. They just move front and backwards, just a little bit there. Tail moves up and down. The wings move up and down. The legs will move outward because of transformation, and they will move front and back. So you can play around with them and get some nice poses out of it. But anyway, that's my review of the Kfc Cst-02Ns Night Stalker. Please check out some other reviews, and I appreciate all my subscribers. Sorry I hadn't been doing any reviews lately, just busy with life, but I'll try to get some more out there. Appreciate you watching. This is G1 Collector.